Hello, hello, hello. My name is Leah, also known as Fathom5 Knitter on Instagram or Fathom5 on Ravelry. This is my second video number 2, and I am going to talk about my spring knitting plans. My spring for me is in between like March 15th to maybe end of May. June 15th is like the later end. So some of these plans I like to try to knit a little bit of a season ahead. Yeah, but I have a lot of great ideas, a lot of ideas that I already have yarn for. Yeah, I'm excited. I think these are fun videos to plan. I probably won't knit everything on my list, but I will knit a lot of them and I have some good things ahead. And I'm excited to hear maybe 1 or 2 or 10 of your top knitting things for spring, or if you've done any of these patterns, have any feedback, any comments whatsoever. The more information I have in here, the better the product turns out. I might as well say what I'm wearing. So I'm currently on the bottom half, you can't see, wearing sweatpants. It is a rainy day here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and I don't plan to leave the house today. I plan to stay in. I guess I'll walk my dog, but other than that, yeah, we'll play video games and knit and board games and eat curry, and it's going to be a really good day. And I'm really I really love days like that. I love the cozy days. I'm in my husband's battle station where he plays GeoGuessr. I don't think he's not a big like computer gamer. Okay, if you hear one of my cats is kicking around a stitch marker like it's a soccer ball, I don't think you'll hear it. She's not kicking it into the mic, but if I glance over, it's because I'm watching a really fun prodigy soccer cat in the making. So yes, what I'm wearing today is something I finished back in January. It was my New Year's cast on. It's my second time knitting this pattern, and it is the Storm sweater by Petite Knit. It's been a Petite Knit heavy earlier part of the year, which I'm not anti or pro Petite Knit. I guess I'm pro, like her pattern writing is wonderful. This pattern itself, the first time I knit it, I kind of messed up my yarn choice and like picked a mohair in the yarn that didn't go well together. I knit it for my husband. It was too short. Just wasn't I wear it as a comfort sweater, not as a like you don't see the texture. You just see a blob of sweater on a person. This one I was dedicated to picking good yarn, which I chose Pure Gint, and making it so that it is very visible texture wise. And it is, as you can imagine, with sections of texture. You just want to kind of do one more diamond or a couple more spots or whatever it is. So you really chew it, you really chew it up until it's produced and it is, yeah, well fitted. I went down a size. I went to size medium, which I normally knit large, but one of my goals this year is to knit things that are a little more fitted, more less oversized and cozy, more everyday. Here's why you're here. We are talking about spring. It is still snow on the ground and we're manifesting the sun. And it's going to be daylight savings next weekend, which just changes everything about my life personally. So I'm really excited to really lean into summer. Number one item that I am probably going to cast on, I'm trying not to cast on too soon because I have some winter things I need to wrap up, but it's itching. It's like it's looking at me as I walk by my yarn stash every day. And this is the Port cardigan. Cardigans, we know cardigans are spring. Cardigans, you can take them on, take them on, take them off. You can be warm, you can be cold, you can do whatever you want. And I wanted a good mid-weight, cozy, comfortable like all around cardigan, and I chose kind of a springy color that I've had for a while. So the yarn that I currently have to knit this, oh, Port Cardigan, is also by Ozetta. Pattern writing for Ozetta. I'm so excited to read her pattern. It's like reading a good book. It is heavy fingering. Yeah, the color is called Riesling, which is a beautiful wine. And I don't know it to be, I guess it's the grape, which is a green grape. And that makes sense because it's from a very winey part of Nova Scotia where all the different grapes grow. So probably inspired by that, but it has like kind of beautiful flecks of yellow, green. Yeah, mainly those two, which is very springy. Um, I'm gonna pair this with a mohair, which I have decided. I purchased this from Fia Fia in Halifax, which is my all-time favorite yarn store. I get her to mail it to me. I order it online now, and yeah, because I'm not in Nova Scotia anymore or Halifax, it's 4 hours away, and I got Dusty Artichoke, which is the Kid Silk Mohair by Knitting for Olive. I think this will pair well. Let me see. I'm gonna clip. It's not a perfect match, but I think it's a plain cardigan. So I'm not as fussy with perfect matches when it's mainly stockinette. I think it will kind of have a little more depth to it, a little bit of marling, a little, yeah, it's a good spring color. I love kind of the sagey color. I'm not normally a pastel person, but recently sage has been more more around, and I think it brings out my eyes. Very easy to pair with things, I find. Yeah, so I'm a big sage girl, and it's gonna come around. I think that is my spring color right now. But the Port Cardigan by Ozetta, with those two, yeah, the Port Cardigan is like a recent release. She has the Port Jacket, which is a heavier version of it, or a heavier weighted yarn version. I'm happy to have a lighter one. I want more cardigans. It's gonna be great. Be prepared to see that one soon. That's a guarantee. It will be done. Number two is something that has hit the knitting world by storm. It is the rosy blouse, rosy sweater. The rosy sweater by Knit took the world by storm. Everyone saw it. Everyone knit it. Not everyone. A lot of people did. It was all over my social media. I first saw it and I caught the bug. I'm like, oh, I need to knit this soon. And then that kind of like wore down, especially because I was watching other YouTubers say that the color work part of knitting it was a pain in the butt and that it was not enjoyable. It's a product knit, not a process knit. And that turned me off. I really want to I want to knit things that are functional. I thought that it might just not be something that I would wear all the time. Like I find sometimes those statement sweaters, once again, it's not something you wear every week necessarily. Maybe it is, but not for me. And so I like took a step back. I'm like, okay, you caught the bug. You didn't cast on. That's fine. But now I'm here and I want to do the blouse. So the rosy blouse only has one section of the color work. It's more, I know both are completely in the round color work, but it's just, I find what I've heard is that the color work is not something that's easy to memorize because it's its own unique pattern. You have to pay a lot of attention. So the idea of only doing that once instead of twice sounds appealing, and I think it will also just make it, I think I'll get the same effect. It's a little more fitted and less drop shoulder, which like I said is kind of what I want just in general these days. It's something that's, especially for spring, I don't want a heavy big sweater. I want something that's a little more like delicate and feminine for, yeah, to be feminine. Okay, so yarn for the rosy blouse that I have and I've had in in my stash in the Leo yarn store. She has this as my contrast color. which is the Silk Harmony by Estelle. And I got this in my hometown of Owen Sound. My sister got me yarn for my birthday, and I exchanged it for this yarn. So shout out to my sister for being really cool about that. Yeah, it was nice that I could just go and trade it up. And this is the color Merlot, which it doesn't feel Merlot-y. It feels like a cranberry, in my opinion, or like sumac. I think it's because it looks like almost sumac on the label. And then, so that will be the rose. And then the main color is the same yarn, but I think this is natural. This is natural. And yeah, so the composition of this yarn is 50% silk, 30% wool, and 20% cotton. So it is going to be a very lighter summer sweater, I think. Spring, summer. I want to do something. I'm not a big floral knitter. I'm a big fan of flowers, but I'm not one to wear like a lot of flower patterns, and I don't always feel attracted to it. But I feel like this is a good one to kind of start with. It's very flowery, but it's not like daisies. Some reason I feel like the rose is a little more of a romantic flower than like kind of 70s flower. And I'm excited to knit this. Yeah, I haven't actually heard anyone talk about knitting the rosy blouse. If you have, let me know if you enjoyed it. I feel that the color work part might just be a little bit crappy or like not as enjoyable, but I think that will take me only a couple of hours to get through. And then I'll be stockinette station, and it will be fun. Yeah. Okay, so that's the rosy blouse, number 2. So we're on to number 3. Number 3, oh, this one's hard. This one I have been trying to figure out. So it's 2 patterns I'm on the fence about. I'll put up pictures of both of them, and it's this yarn that is very springy, and I can't not knit it this spring because it's very springy. I have 2 of these. What do you call this? Like big balls? I got 2 of these big balls of Naro, and the yarn is Kakigori, and the color, I don't know if they have names for the colors. Color 1, lot H. So this is a sport weight yarn. I think they say it's a DK. I think it's a sport weight yarn. It's somewhere in the middle. Yeah, and it's 50% cotton, 30% silk, 10% viscose, 10% polyamide, which, yeah, very spring colors, all the pastels. It's going to be beautiful. These are not colors I wear very frequently. I got inspired by looking at this. I'm not sure it will be the same result wearing it, although I've seen other people wear it, like Knitting Eve, I believe is her name, knit the Monica T with this, and then she took that, unraveled it because she didn't like the Monica T, and then she knit something else with it. I think the Soul Top, and she loves it. I was thinking, I saw someone when I was looking at this yarn on Ravelry, I saw someone knit the Freestyle sweater by Suzanne Mueller, which I can put a picture of their project here. And I loved it. I thought this was great. Problem is she knit small and she was playing yarn chicken. And that freaked me out a little bit because I will not be knitting small size. I will probably be knitting medium at least. Could be like, I think yeah, maybe medium. But so I just don't know. I messaged her or commented on her project asking if she thinks that I would get away with doing a medium, and she said it will be really, really tight, and probably not. I'm like, maybe I can make the sleeves shorter. I just feel you don't want to run out of this yarn and have to buy another big ball of yarn. It's not the same as like a 50 gram. This is 100 grams, 200 grams, 200 grams, 600 meters. I think I could do it. I think I could do the freestyle sweater. If not, I will then do, I also see the Cardi Jumper by Vertnit. And I think that being kind of a V rather than just like a straight neck, less yarn. Like this yarn that you normally have knit up is not there. So it might give you a little more opportunity to have not run out of yarn. So that's also on my radar. So the two options, freestyle sweater, Suzanne Mueller or Vert Knits Cardi Jumper. Let me know if you knit either of those, if you have a preference, if you have an idea for this. Another thing with the Vert Knit one is because this is kind of a colorful yarn, I think that it being a cardigan might be able to kind of tone it down rather than being like full color blast on your top. You can kind of have it open, have a plain white tee, have a tank top, have something that kind of mutes it a little bit more. Yeah, that's appealing, but I just love the freestyle jumper project so much that I just can't stop thinking about it. Yeah, I'm not sure. So that's project number 3 is I don't know. Yeah, help me. Okay, project number 4 is something I don't have yarn for, but I'm gonna go shopping. This month, me and my friend colleague are going to um, Moncton, New Brunswick. It's nice. It has lots of fun attractions, including one of the biggest yarn stores in New Brunswick, the biggest yarn store in New Brunswick. So we're going to the yarn store and I'm going to buy yarn for the Vest Taipei, um, which is a pattern by Mochi Knits. And it is a beautiful, light, cabley vest tank thing. I think it's more of a vest. It's called Vest Taipei. It is a vest by definition of the designer, but it's light. I don't have a light vest like that. It is going to be like I'm looking for a blend. I'm looking for a blend of fiber that is plant based and maybe a little animal based. Yeah, something nice. I want like maybe a nice dark gray. Yeah, I want to still see the cables, but I want it to have a good contrast if I have like a white t-shirt or long sleeve underneath. I don't know. I'm so excited to knit this. I know that there's also a lot of people that put tips and stuff for knitting it in the project page. I don't know what those alterations are. I forget, but I'm really excited to knit this. And yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a good spring. It's a good fall. Yeah. Knit number 5 is something I started and then I took out, but I'm gonna start again. I think it's my first pair of not my first pair of socks this year. This will be my second pair of socks this year. Last year I knit a lot of socks. I used to only knit socks. Now I want to knit everything. I want to knit socks, but I also want to knit t-shirts and sweaters and tank tops and bags and pillows and so I'm trying to just do a variety. But for my socks, I have this pattern already and I have this yarn. It's for the Petal Drop Socks by Florence Mueller. Florence Miller, not yeah. Petal Drop Socks by Florence Miller. She is a great designer. I love her. I have this grass color yarn. It is like maybe it's not grass. No, I think it's like the most like well fertilized happy grass color ever. I think I just forgot what grass looks like because it's been a while. But this is sock yarn from another local to me yarn place, and actually no, it's not. It's not. I forgot where this is from. I thought it was from a local to me yarn place, but this is from Gathering Yarns. Harvest is here. Aw. I don't think I don't think that's a great name for it. I think it's a really great name. I don't know if that's the name of the color. The basic sock painted. Oh no, the color is called Forest. I'm like, this isn't Harvest. This is you still got months of summer ahead of you. Let's go golfing. Yeah, so the color is Forest, which is still like this is a very much a kid Crayola kind of forest color. Yeah, the basic sock painted, milled in Italy, 75% super wash wool, 25% nylon. To be honest, this sock yarn, I think I like the color. It's not something that I love the composition. I think it's a classic composition. I think it's a little bit thinner than I normally like for my sock yarn. It's very light fingering. Sometimes I don't need a DK, but I like kind of a little bit of a fuller sock yarn. And anyway, but it will be fun to knit up. I think the little petal drops will look very darling in these socks. Fun. I like to have a little bag with me with my socks that I can just go through. I like lace. It will be fun. My only gripe, I guess, with this is that I've knit Florence Miller's sock patterns before, and she knits on magic loop, and I knit on double pointed needles, and her pattern's very magic loop centric. And I think a lot of sock patterns are. I really like when there's options where the instructions kind of give you tips for double pointed needles, where to have your stitch markers or different things. Yeah, I guess it's not that big of a difference. I don't know if anyone else has ever felt this. I just find the magic loop sock writing pattern, like, yeah, I don't, I don't know. Maybe that's a thing, maybe it isn't. If it maybe it doesn't make a difference, but I feel like there's been a point where I felt confused because they were talking magic loop and I'm double pointed through and through. Anyway, all right, number 6. We're getting there. We're only doing 9. So number 6 is this is also an optional. Don't know where I'm going with this. I was convinced that I was going to do the Sabai top. And I saw the Sabai top come out. I was excited about the Sabai top. It's been out for a while. I have different versions. Everyone had one. It looked good. It looked classic. People loved it. It knits up fast. It's really easy. So, and the Sabai top is by, gosh, I didn't put down who it's by. I think it's Paula Strick, Suzanne Mueller. I think so. If it's not, I'll put who it's by on the screen. I apologize. Yeah. I think just so many people have knit it that it's almost too popular now. It's like when it's the number 1 song on the radio and it's also your favorite song and you're like, wow, I'm not cool or original. Which this is silly. This is a silly opinion. If it's people like it, it's probably for a reason. Maybe just if you want one, get it. Like it's okay if it's popular. But that I have that kind of brain sometimes where I'm like, oh, maybe I'll find something else or yeah. But I think I'm gonna knit it. I have putty, pure silk. So the color is putty. The yarn is Knitting for Olive pure silk. It's kind of like a slightly gray toned white. Yeah, but I think it will be a really plain, comfortable work attire top or look good with like jean shorts or I think it will be something I will reach for and it doesn't excite me as much as it used to, which makes me when it doesn't excite me I'm like, is it worth it to knit even though you know you're going to use it? So yeah, it's not front of mind, but it's always in the back of my mind and I know that I would wear it. So it might be a good side project. I think I'm going to need to have something really like, ooh, exciting, like what's next on my needles. And then I also need to have this for when I'm in a Zoom meeting and I just am knitting. Yeah. Okay. Number 7. Number 7 is the Margot top. So now we're getting kind of into my my tanks and I Haven't knit a lot of tanks, to be honest, and I used to be a tank person, went to t-shirts, now I'm back at tanks. So tanks, the Margot top. So the Margot top is by Gregoria Fibers, and I love Gregoria Fibers. I love the look of the Margot top. I am a little nervous about kind of the top part, how it it has, what's the shape where it's not like an oval, it has points. Yeah. Um, the neck top, it feels, I don't know if I'll like it. I don't have a top like that. I like everything else about the top, and I'm gonna knit it, and I'm really curious. I'm not trying to say boat neck. It's just like how it feels not fully rounded. It feels like it kind of comes to a point. I'm sure there's a name for that shape. It's been a while since I've studied shapes. So I'm going to knit the Margot top by Gregoria Fiber in a navy, which is not a spring color, but I feel like I need more navy in my wardrobe, and it will be something I wear. I got this yarn I've never knit with, Sonnisgarn Duo. I've knit with Sonnisgarn, as you probably know. I haven't knit with Duo. So Duo is a composition of merino wool, 55% merino wool, and 45% cotton, produced in Norway. Yeah, it is. I've always wanted to knit with line, and I haven't been able to find line in a yarn store near me. There are some places that I can get it or order it in, but Duo was available at Fia Fia, a yarn store in Atlantic, Canada, and I was excited to get it and knit with it. The color is 5575. Yeah, I don't have much more to say about the Margot top other than like I think the texture will be really fun to knit. It's DK weight, so I think it will go pretty fast for summer. I yeah, I want to do some fingering weight summer items, but we're not talking about summer, we're talking about spring, so I think this will be a really a good top. Next one is I want to knit a market bag. I go to the market every week with my husband. We go, we get samosas, we get our vegetables. We only eat meat like a couple days a week, maybe, and we only get meat from the market from local vendors. And it's a fun little like outing that we do when we can. And we tend to bike there in the summer as well, which is nice. We bike over the bridge. It feels kind of like a nice staple in our life that makes us prepare and feel good for the week and feel good about what we're eating. Market bag. I don't know what pattern to do. I've gone back and forth. I have yarn that I bought years ago, and I bought the yarn, and now I don't really like the yarn, but I think it will be I think it will be good. Uh, I don't know what to say about it. So the yarn I got, oh, it's unraveling. Okay, the yarn I got is Cascade Yarns Ultra Pima 100% Pima cotton. It has a nice shine. The color is like very much hot chocolatey. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've seen horses that have like this color of brown, like a chocolate lab. I don't, yeah. Yeah, it's not my favorite color. I wish it was white or gray or navy. It also has the shininess of cotton that has been treated, I guess. Yeah. Which I don't know. I've said I don't like shiny things, but I think it's a bag. It's a bag, and I have two skeins of this, and I think originally I was looking at the Petite Knit Breeze bag, which seemed good, but I feel like there's a free pattern, and I love a free pattern when it works out. I love to pay pattern designers, but sometimes when you're, especially accessories, a little accessory that's free pattern, I'm like, oh, yeah, this will be nice because um, because it's free and I could use a break from spending money occasionally. And yeah, the pattern that's free is called Eileen Bag by Hannah Mason. And I think the original sample that she has isn't as appealing as some of the projects that have been done to me. So I want my bag to be a little longer. I want it to be nice and structured near the top and a little longer strap, like a satchel length strap, not kind of like a grocery bag strap. So I think I have enough yarn for this. I think, yeah, I will. If I don't, then it might be a shorter bag. I think I need to use this yarn. I think it will knit up really fast because it's so lacy and you just probably slip a lot of stitches a lot of the time. Yeah, if you knit the Breeze bag and you love it, or if you knit the Eileen bag, or if you knit any market bag that this is a DK weight yarn, anything that comes to mind that's exciting in this category, I would love to hear your opinion, comment, message me, talk to me, find me, call me, beat me if you want to reach me, and I will take your feedback. Yeah, I will appreciate it. So that is number 8. Last one, folks. Yes, last one is a little scarf. A little scarf. Yeah, I've never knit a Sophie scarf. That is like my knitting fun fact. That is like a never have I ever thing that most people cannot say. I'm not gonna knit a Sophie scarf yet. Not now. I have 2 scarf patterns that I want to knit. One of them being the roll leg kerchief by Fiber Tales. That just got released this week, and it has the little kind of pointel flower fleur de lis, something like, yeah, like a nice little lace detail. I think it would be a really cute like headband. I think it would be cute little. It says kerchief. Is that because in English do we just add the hanker and then, or is it just kind of being like, oh, this is my kerchief? What does I want to look up the origin of handkerchief, or is it just hanker hank 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 kerchief? So it's just hank. I don't know. So sorry. That was a yeah. I have some leftover Lang's Cashmere Premium from when I did my Maggie sweater, Maggie cardigan by Petite Knit, and I have one ball and then a little bit of another ball that I think would be enough to do this. And when you have cashmere yarn, you need to use it. It's also sage green. It's beautiful. I think that this would be a lovely little tiny project that would be really darling and would be a little bit of a statement. It would look good with a little dress. Oh, yeah, I think I need to do that. I also have had this stash busting project in mind for a long time, which is the Isla 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 shawl by Beaches and Bushes, which is a great yarn brand I love. And it's this tricolor scarf shawl. I guess they call it a shawl, but you probably can choose how big you want it. I see a lot of people just have it kind of in the same way as like a handkerchief. It's like my new word of the day, handkerchief. Bring it back. Yeah. And it's like I love the idea of finding 3 fingering weight yarns in my stash and using it and just kind of stash busting, playing with colors, it being something that is kind of exciting. It feels more campy. Um, yeah, it feels very like chic and campy. I'm like a campy, like I want to be seen for style, but I also want to be campy. Yeah, I think it will be fun. It will be a cute little scarf. So whichever one I do will be wonderful. I hope to do both. I probably won't knit all these 9 things in 3 months. I won't knit all these 9 things in 3 months, but what I do knit out of them will be a hit. It will be, yeah, it will be exciting. That's my knitting plans for spring. Spring is my favorite season. Fun fact, everyone disagrees because it's muddy and it's kind of gray and things are a little dirty, but also you get that first hit of like warm sun when you haven't felt it in a while, at least where I am living, and that pumps me up. That makes me so excited to have like months and months and months ahead of me for outdoor activity, for biking, for hiking, for camping, for just, yeah, being in. We have a little gazebo. I can't wait. I love the anticipation. I love hope, and spring gives me hope, and all these knitting patterns give me hope to wrap it all up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I can't believe it. I expected my first video to have like 20 views and all people I know, but there's people out there that I don't know. There's other knitters, and it feels pretty magical to be heard and to hear back from you, and to, yeah, to share an excitement for this craft. Yep. So once again, I'm Leah, also known as Fathom 5 Knitter. And I hope that you are taking care of yourself. I hope that you are excited for spring and that you have some fun things planned as well. Let me know. It could be knitting, it could be not knitting.